So I don't know what to talk about really. I'm just out playing some basketball, as you can see here. A while back I was laying cement and I was pouring all the cement all the time, and one day when I got to work, the foreman goes, "Oh, we gotta go build a jail." So I built this jail in Hawarden, Iowa, and after I quit my job, they started taking me to this jail and other jails that we built. I think we built one in Crookston, Minnesota. We worked on one in Blue Devils Lake, and now I'm getting stuck in these jails because I'm not working for them. And in other cities, I'm getting flack like, "Who are you to build jails here on American soil? You're not a police contractor. You're just some concrete company that's building jails." And I don't know what to think, really. I don't want to get stuck in jails. And I mean, there's this, truth be told, when that Paris, Miami mass murder happened, I knew beforehand it was going to happen, because the way kids were treating each other in that Hawarden jail, they were just insulting each other to death. And all of a sudden, I knew that, this is going to happen. Something's going to go down, because they're not treating each other properly, and they're mad and they're angry, and they're from different cities, and they don't have nothing nice to say to each other. So I don't know how much people think about stuff like that. I just wanted to speak on it and say that's kind of what I thought was going on. And not to mention, it's like they have these big mass murders in America, and all of a sudden you got a huge rap concert that plows right in to cover everything up. And I just don't know what to think about it. It's just like, what the hell's going on out there? Why are people so angry at each other? What's the deal? It's just bogus to me that's what's going on. And I don't really want to get too deep into it. But like I said, I had a job. All I thought about, I got a job. I was happy to have a job. And here I am pouring concrete, building jails for everybody, and I'm watching all these kids get locked up in front of me. And I don't know what to think. And not only were they kids, most of the kids that I was around were my age, maybe 30, 35, 25, 30, 35. And the whole football team these kids were kids that I played football against. So I'm here, what happened was I got kicked out of my house, and I was walking all night long, and I was so tired. The shelter was shut down. This was in my hometown. There was nowhere to sleep at. My dad didn't give a F. He just said, get the hell out of here. So I stole a car, and I was going to drive to Minneapolis, and I overshot it and wound up in Blue Devils Lake. And I don't know how the heck I'm so stupid, but it's funny the way things work. The way the universe works, or the way that God works. I wind up in Blue Devils Lake in a high-speed chase, and it was in a RAV4, and the thing did not go fast. They threw out the spike strip, and I slid sideways. I almost flipped it. Just had to tap on the brake to slow it down. I couldn't just slam on it because I was sliding sideways, and they yell at me to get out of the car. And I get out of the car, and I had to lay down on the ground while they handcuffed me. And here I am in North Dakota overshooting Blue Devils Lake. And, all of a sudden I see all these kids in there, and they're all like, some of them are players that I played in football. We played all around the country, and I forgot all about it. And, here all these players are locked up in jails that I helped build or helped work on and update. And it's just bogus that's how it works. But I ended up got some bees around me, bumblebees. Look at that one. Anyways, I wound up in jail for I think I had to stay like 60. I don't even know what I go to court. My dad shows up. He knows I got court. And I don't even know what the hell's going on, really. You never get to say what you want to say. As far as, I don't want to get any more trouble, so I keep my mouth shut most times. But he shows up for court, and then I don't know why. I didn't even know what the hell happened. I took a plea bargain, went back to jail. It was that Blue Devils Lakes jail's nice. It had rap radio. It's got little lantern lights in the cells in some of them, and you can listen to rap music all night. It plays all night. You got commissary. You can sip coffee and sodas and hang out and talk shit to each other, and it's probably the nicest jail I've been in, because it has some of the cells. They have like 2 different cells, and they got one cell. It has a TV in it. You can take a shower, rinse off a couple times a day. They bring you in food from Jay's Tavern or something, Jay's restaurant. I mean, it's restaurant food, straight breakfast, dinner, or lunch and supper, or lunch and dinner is food cooked specially from the restaurant. You got TVs in your cells. You can sit there watching TV. I don't know. It wasn't that bad at jail. I mean, Blue Devils Lake, I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's one of those, it's got a huge lake by it. And you can, I don't know, there's gophers. I mean, it's huge. Blue Devils Lake. It's a huge blue lake. It's awesome. It's one of the coolest lakes I've ever seen. Or maybe the coolest lake I've ever seen. So I highly recommend you check it out. There's not much to do in that town. There's a casino, and Grand Forks is close by, and you can go to Grand Forks. They got decent restaurants. But so I get out of jail, and my dad's nowhere to be found. And I'm like, why would he come to court if he just doesn't want to pick me up? And I didn't know what to do. I just sat there going, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? And I had to walk around. Finally, I got a phone at Walmart and told them I needed a ride. And I was like, where the heck are you? Why wouldn't you pick me up when I got out? I think I got like 60 days. It wasn't, or I don't even remember. It wasn't they didn't make a big deal out of it. I'm glad they didn't. I don't know. I mean, it was just interesting seeing all these, my old teammates. And I mean, not my old teammates, but my old opponents. They were all in jail. I remember playing them. I can't believe it works like that. So I finally, after I got on the phone at Walmart, I called him. He finally picks me up. I got 2 years probation. I couldn't believe I had 2 years probation. They bring me to Grand Forks. I stayed at the Gospel Mission. I ended up getting so sick of it. I didn't know what to do. I just wasn't feeling well. I didn't feel safe. I don't want to tell you what I really thought was going on, but I ended up getting in a fight with some kid. I was so tired. I had to keep getting up at 6 or 7, and I was going to bed at like 11. I don't know. I just couldn't sleep well. I had all this stuff with me. I didn't know what the hell to do with it. I ended up getting some of the clothes that they got at the Gospel Mission and trading in mine. I don't know why. I had like new boxers, and I had a new coat and shoes and things like that, and that my dad had purchased for me, and I don't know, but they wanted it more than I did. I ended up getting in a fight with some kid. They put me back in jail, and I went to Crookston, Minnesota, and I'm in there. Gosh, there's bees everywhere. So I'm in Crookston, Minnesota, and I don't know how long it wasn't so bad. It was a jail. I think I built the jail, or helped build the jail. I think I helped build the kiosk. I mean, some parts of the jail were nicer than others, but I end up sitting there for like 60 days. I had to go to court. This is before COVID hit. I had to go to court. Gosh, man, the bees are so terrible. I ended up going to court. I think they gave me 66 days. They let me out again, and I had my EBT card. I applied for food stamps, so I was sitting outside. I would just I didn't have nowhere to sleep at. I would just go to Walmart and buy a bunch of food and just sit there eating and then walk all night from time to time. I couldn't figure anything out. I didn't know where the hell I was. This happened in Grand Forks where I got into that fight, and they, like I said, they brought me to Crookston jail, and it was okay. There was just nothing but kids my age. I don't need, with, 25, 30, 35 years old at the oldest. I got put in a cell with some other kid, and he was pretty cool. He wasn't that bad, but we just sat there watching live. This was when Live PD was still on. So I'm sitting there. Then I must have stayed there for like a month and a half. I think I got 66 days total. I went to another cell area. There's even more kids, a whole room full of kids. That I didn't even look like the football coaches were in there. I don't know how the hell they arrested all the football coaches and put them in there with the football players. But they had, this was in jail, right? And they had this guard ship where there's like 2 guards and there's maybe 30 or 40 inmates, and we're all just sitting there eating. God dang it, there's a bee everywhere. We're sitting there eating. We get out of our cells. We're just hanging out, making coffee, calling on the phone, see if we get our parents to send us some more money. And I'm just hanging out, and I don't know. Did I lose? I think I lost my train of thought. This was after I went. Let's see. I got out of jail. I didn't know where to go. I was going to Walmart buying food. I fell asleep in the Minnesota Gophers area, the college, one of the colleges up in Crookston. They brought me. I fell asleep. A cop shows up with the janitor. The cop takes me to the care and share. I'm sleeping there. I figure out I have probation, and so I had to go. I didn't even know it. I went to a Christian school, and they told me every time you get paperwork, just dump it no matter what and say I don't know. If they ask you any questions, say I don't know. And I'd been doing that, but I didn't know. It just doesn't feel good when I say I don't know all the time. It's like a head strain a little bit differently that I don't understand. But so I'm in jail, or I'm going to the care share. My dad finally shows up with a bag of clothes. I fell asleep in the Casey's General Store. I was eating because I had my EBT card. I would just fall asleep. I couldn't stay up. I finally go to the care and share. They put me in the care and share. I'm sitting there. I got my bags, and I go outside, and I'm walking around. All of a sudden, these cops show up, and they take me back to jail. Well, first they take me to the hospital, and I don't know what they were looking for, but the doctor goes, go ahead and bring him back to the care and share. Well, there's this one cop who showed up, did not take me back to the care and share. He took me back to jail. I sit in jail for not doing my probation, logging in for my probation. And, man, there's a bee right there. Gosh dang it. Anyways, I sit there back in jail, and I'm in jail, and there's like I said, all these kids my age, and I don't know what to do with them. And I end up talking to this counselor, and I told him that I was homeless, or I didn't have a place to sleep because my dad kicked me out. And I end up going to the psychiatric ward in Anoka, Minnesota, which is right by the Twin Cities. I sat there for 6 months. It was sobering. There was some weirdos in there, but at the same time, I mean, they were all pretty cool. At the same time, it was nothing but kids my age. I mean, most of them were my age, and I was wondering who these kids were. Well, I talked to them a little bit, but I don't know why people don't make friends in jail. You think that all this criminality, you just start hooking people up with whatever, I guess. I mean, you name it, you make friends and see what's going on. I know I don't want to be a bad influence on people, but like my buddy, he owns a car lot. We used to borrow cars from it. There's just things that we have, resources and they don't ever talk to each other about it, or maybe they do, and I don't know. I just never did it really. But I go to psychiatric ward for 6 months. I get out, I go to New Ulm. I gotta sit there for 3 months. I'm doing all this University of Minnesota stuff, where a whole textbook of stuff that we have to go through. I go through that and it's okay. I don't know. I mean, this shit is so wild and weird how they run it. I sit at New Ulm in this apartment building where I got my own apartment, where I'm in an apartment with three other people. There's usually about 4 to an apartment, 2 bedrooms. You got to sleep in the same bedroom as someone else, and we just study all day long and take classes and talk about the effects of, like, you know, cannabis or alcohol or anything like that. That's what they talk about. So I sit there for 3 months. Again, it was just nothing but kids my age mostly, and they, you know, they love to smoke, and I didn't want to smoke, but I ended up having a couple from time to time, and I still don't feel good that I was doing that. But anyways, I get out of there and I got to go to a small town in Minnesota. I don't want to tell you the location, but that's where I'm at now. And I got my own bedroom and cable TV. Government's paying for all my stuff. I don't have to live at home anymore. I got food to eat. The government gives me money every month to spend on snacks or whatever. You know, my parents, sometimes I ask my parents for money, but I haven't been really. I've been trying to make money online, and I do know how to, but you know, I'm like 5 years sober now. I think I had a beer. My parents came down in July, and I had a beer with them at Buffalo Wild Wings, but only one, and they were all worried about, I have all these pills I got to take now, and they didn't want me getting sick, you know, and I'm glad I'm sober. I don't feel that bad. I like to have a Coke and a small coffee. That's what I get, and that tastes pretty good. I mean, there's just ways around it, ways around being sober. But yeah, like I said, they cook all my meals. They wash my clothes. They gave me a bunch of clothes, a bunch of sweatpants. Nothing like, you know. They gave me a pair of Nike pants that are pretty nice. But just plain. I got quite a few plain sweatsuits. I got jeans. I don't know. I'm okay where I'm at. But we're moving now, and we're going to another small town. It's a little bit bigger. They got a movie theater, a Mexican restaurant. They got a big old grocery store and a basketball court indoors and outdoors. And so I'm pretty much gonna be doing that. But long story short, here I am in this board and lodge, and here I am, a guy that helped build the jail that hooked me up with all this stuff. And I just don't know what to think. I mean, it's interesting the way they run it, but I don't know who wanted the jail. I don't know who any of these people are. Am I building jails and now they're just staffing whoever they want? Is it safe? Did they go through to the police academy? What's really going on here is the question. Why am I building jails? I'm not in law enforcement. I'm not a police contractor. I'm just some kid that got a job. And looking back, maybe I should have asked to be a cop or be a jailer. I don't really want to, but it looks pretty easy work. And I don't know if the concrete company I was working for, I don't know if they get paid. I mean, I'm sure they got paid something for the jail, and then they obviously run it. I don't know if they run it anymore. I don't know if they just turnkey. It might be. I think it's called Turnkey Solutions. So I think that they just buy it outright and they run it themselves with their own money. But it's interesting that someone can make a turnkey solution system. And I don't want to give away any answers here, but I don't want some fucking guy that doesn't like me, who has money, buying a turnkey solution jail and then sticking me and all my friends, or sticking people in it, and start harassing them. And it's not fair. So I don't know what to say, really. It's not fair that these concrete companies just get to build whatever they want here. Who the hell are they? And not only that, it's like, you might think that one company will say no, but there's 20 others that might say yes, and here you are with the company, some shithole concrete company that's out there building jails for us with turnkey solutions, which I don't know if you know what turnkey means. It's where you just buy something outright, you get to keep it. You know, what if LeBron bought a jail and started harassing NBA players or up and coming athletes? I mean, that's not fair to us that they get to do that. So that's all I really wanted to tell you, is that, you know, be aware of what people are building if you wanna, but it's not a fair deal that I have to go to jail in my own jails, that they can harass me at work and insult me at work, and then they can put me in jail and sit there force feeding us. Who knows, you know, I don't want to get sick. I don't even understand what the hell's going on. That's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later.